Welcome back to the Vintage Firearm series. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the Little Scout. The Little Scout was a Stevens gun. Stevens is a really fantastic company back in the early days, up until around 1920. That's when Savage bought them and made them a second line. Now, even after that time, they had some guns like single barrel traps and things that was, super high quality. But it was right up from, Stevens got started in around 1882, something like that, just from memory. So in about 1900 and stuff, they were like, a really top company. They made, a lot of great guns. They made this gun here starting in around 1910 or so, made it until around 1930. This is a very interesting gun. Kind of give you a little bit about it. Looking at this, it looks like a rolling block is what I would classify it as. I'm not an expert on that, but it's certainly not a traditional falling block, so I don't really know what it is. But it was an inexpensive gun in its days, designed for a young boy. You can't call a gun today anything like that, but back in the day, you certainly could market it that way. And the idea was to teach young people about safely handling firearms. And nowadays, that's shied upon, but it's a great idea. Okay, so right up on the top, it's going to say Stevens Arms Company, the town in Massachusetts, Chicopee, I believe it's pronounced, and USA. It's 14 and a half. Now, they made a 14 too. And I'm going to go into that in a minute. And it's a single Little Scout 22 long rifle. And it says patent July 207. Now, the only difference between a 14, as I understand it, I do not have one, and a 14 and a half is that the 14 and a half has a longer barrel. Considerably longer, I believe. So this gun is very tight. At the moment, it's loose because I'm going to kind of show it to you. But it's a great gun. Now, a couple of things we want to run about here is I'm just going to take it down. You take this little screw out. It's an Allen wrench in this design. An Allen wrench is in the middle here. And it works really, really well. Some of the earlier ones, which I'll point out to you, like the crack shot and such, they did not. I need a screwdriver to take this apart. Hang on for 1 second, and I'm gonna use a funky screwdriver here. Forgive me, I've got a nice set, but they're not right here. So. Should have had this all ready to take apart and everything. I thought I did, to be honest with you, but okay, so let's see what we can do here. Okay, interesting thing about this gun feels incredibly light. It feels even lighter than it is. The barrel, I believe, the whole gun weighs about 3 pounds plus, maybe 3.5. But the barrel weighs 1.5 pounds of that, so your stock and everything is a couple of pounds. It's still very, very, very light. Now, when you're going to oil a gun like this, it's very important, and I don't think people talk about this enough on the internet. I very rarely see anybody talk about it. You, of course, oil the gun like this part. Take the barrel off, oil it, rate it, for the ejector, and then wipe it off when you're done. Very important. You will destroy the stocks if you don't do that. No one talks about it. Okay. Also, if you want to oil in here, you could take off the stock for this, but if you're careful, you don't have to. What you do want to do, though, is you want to use the minimum amount of oil. The minimum is the best. And then wipe it all off when you're done. No excess oil. I see people online all the time that actually soak their guns in oil. That's not an exaggeration. There's a guy on, I don't know, guns and what is it? No, the gun broker. He's on the gun broker. I said Guns International before, but it's not true. He's on the gun broker. I don't use gun broker anymore, but that not for that reason. They start tracking you and they sell your information. At least that's what I read one time when they wanted me to agree to it. So I don't have any reason why they should want to sell my information. What kind of guns I buy is between me and whoever I'm buying them, the way I feel. Go to Guns International. It's a much better place. Okay, so now we're going to put it all back together here, and then I'm going to show you how it works. I just do these videos for the kicks of it. I don't do it for any financial reward or anything. So anything I tell you is just the way I feel about it. It may not always be an accurate thing to everyone. It's my opinion. And I'm entitled to it, I guess. Still, maybe. Okay, tighten that up. And the Allen wrench is... This was a really big improvement. Like I said, the patent date says 1907. I think it came out a little later than that. And you see right here, you have an Allen wrench, and you can tighten that up. And this particular one is really, really, really good. I think I should start putting some of these things. I just made this stand this morning that I'm using here, and it is far from finished or perfect. But maybe I'll make a little tray or something on it, and then I can do a better job. Certainly can try. Okay, as far as the light's concerned here, I do believe this is a really nice bore. I bought two of these at the same time, this one and a favorite. And one of them has an unbelievable bore. This one, and maybe the other one too. I think the other one may even be better than this one, and this one's fantastic. So, oh yeah, gorgeous. Okay, wish I could show you that. I mean, I'd give anything to be able to show you this bore, but I don't think it's going to come through good. It's got very strong rifling and everything in it. So let's talk about this a little bit before we get too carried away on other things that I'm also going to talk about in this video. The way this works, I need to put my lights and shut them off and put them away. Again, I need the tray. Forgive me for all that. Okay, so you just flick this. First of all, you have to put it down in the safety position. It will not fire there. Okay, and then you bring this back. Then you load right in there, okay? And then when you do that, you don't put it in quite all the way, of course. And then when you bring it back up, it takes the extractor and pushes, that should be underneath of it. And then, of course, you go to a full cock position, okay? And then you're ready to go. I have not fired this one yet. I have fired this one. Now this is the crack shot. The crack shot is older. It's maybe like the turn of the century or shortly thereafter. And what I found about this one, and it's quite a bit different in its design. So let's bring that back. And then you're gonna push this forward, if I remember right, or bring it back or something. Let me see here. Maybe, oh, we have to bring it back a little bit more. Okay, I don't play with these every day, so forgive me. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how this goes now. Okay, so you would bring it back And in this particular one, you'd bring it back to the full cock position. Then you would push this piece forward. And the extractor, as you can see, is right in there as well. And so what I have found with this one is for 22, you can shoot 22 shorts, which are known to be very quiet. But in this particular variant, you're going to want to use air protection. And I think I know why. Okay, so when you go ahead and you close this up like that, the sound just shoots right out the side, okay? And so it's a cool gun and I love it to death. Now on here, you'll notice they did not use at this time an Allen wrench. They did put a hole in the side of it or all the way through of it where you could tighten it up. This one here is a little loose, but probably if I put something in there, I could tighten it up. I have chose not to do that because sometimes you put a little wear on it. Okay, so I need to come up with a better system on the stand here. It's actually not too bad, but it needs work still. Like I said, I just built it in about 15 minutes or so, maybe a little longer. Okay, so this is the favorite, and it's got it has 32 long, which I believe is rimfire. And so that's difficult ammo to get now. But it's a cool looking gun. It has a screwdriver on the bottom. It's much larger than the others. And also, it's kind of cool too, is you have this little guy here. Now, for the cocking, it reminds me, honestly, of an 1885, this piece down here. And others were to do that too, but the 1885 is always the one I think about. And then these are all Stevens. So this one here is a pretty nice Stevens. This was really the high-end Stevens. And if you can look at it, you know why, okay? I picked up, it's a high standard type condition. And you can look right in the barrels and you can see that's pretty nice. Needs a little cleaning. I have not cleaned it yet. I have not cleaned it, nor have I fired it. Okay, so here, look at that. Just for the record, that is original. And look at that checkering, huh? Isn't that beautiful? All original as well. 12 gauge, of course. We'll be doing a review on this coming up. I love the rabbit ears. I think it's kind of cool. So, let's now get back to our little Scout here. This little Scout, when it's in your hand, because it's about 3.5 pounds, but it's so well balanced that, you know, 1.5 pounds for, you know, the barrel, and probably, you know, something similar to that or slightly over for the receiver and also the stock, which is also original. Can you believe this? And this, of course, is obviously metal. Even an inexpensive gun, 1910-ish, would have had high quality wood on it. Isn't that amazing? I mean, it's not figured or anything like that, but it's still high quality and had a nice finish to it. So there you pretty much have it. I think we should go outside and shoot it a little bit and just see how accurate I can make this gun. I might play with it a little bit or something. The rear sight does not, I guess it's adjustable. You can, you know, pop it back and forth. And the front sight, of course, is not adjustable. I don't know if I'll get into actually adjusting the rear sight or not or anything like that, but we might just see how good it is just by itself. So in any case, I appreciate you guys hanging in there, and we'll go ahead and do a little shooting outside, okay? Thank you so much, and we'll be right outside and take a few shots with it. Thank you. Okay, so here we go. I got a new target down there. Let's see what this thing is capable of. That's the first one. We'll do 5. It's been doing this. It's not always. I can't remember how that was now. I think that was number 3. Oh gosh. Turn them around sometimes and they'll fire on the other side. I think that's 3. That would be 4. That's 5. Hopefully. I've counted that right. Let's go down there and get our target. Okay, as we can see here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we've got an outlier. So we're pretty close to being right in here. Some of this CCI I find is inconsistent. You'll have quiet shots and louder shots. And actually this isn't CCI, this is federal. Let me get this accurate. I was shooting CCI, but then I switched over. But in any case, that's probably what it is, the ammo. This is what I would consider it to be. I think if you worked on things and found an ammo that was more consistent, you would do better. I have no excuse for that. It could be the ammo, could be me. Okay, let's go back inside. Okay, so here we are. We're back inside now. It was a little temperamental on the firing. I don't think that had anything to do with the ammo. Could. But I think it just probably needs to be used. If not, no, I'll take it in and have it adjusted. I think as far as the sighting is concerned, I was putting the very top up here in the bottom of the V. And I think that I would just go ahead and place it much lower. I think it's all pretty good. It's a wonderful little fun gun to shoot. In fact, when I went to buy this gun, I was out of town and they called and told me that it was there. And so they asked me if I wanted it, and I said I did. And before I could get back in town, they had people trying to buy it off them. So these things are pretty much sought after. They're not very expensive. And if you would like to, I think a lot of people with these old single shots, these in particular, these rolling blocks, falling block actions, things like that, people just love. They just love them to death. They're a lot of fun, and you don't shoot any real ammo. You know, it's costs nothing really to shoot them, because you can, you know, have a lot of fun with, 10, 15 shots. And that's that. It's been cleaned. And we'll go look through it and make sure that we're happy with it. Yes, we are. Looks good. So I hope you've had fun. I have. And I have no idea what will be coming your way next, but I'm looking forward to it anyways. And so have a wonderful day. This is a nice, solid gun. It's all beautiful. That stock is gorgeous, isn't it, huh? From 1910 or so? Can't beat that. So thank you so very much. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye now.